This is Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything cloud gaming related, and today we're going to be having a discussion. As some of you who follow me on Twitter may know, I've had both an Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 for about 2.5 weeks now, and within that 2-week time frame, I've managed to put a fair amount of hours into each console, and while I do plan on making videos separately on each one, today I want to talk about everything all together. So today's topic is going to be about what makes next gen feel next gen. The most obvious answer here is graphic fidelity, and without a shadow of a doubt, it's a pretty big step up. Spider-Man Miles Morales is what you're seeing in the background, and it looks absolutely beautiful. And to keep it real with you all, yes, both of these consoles are certainly doing a much better job in that department than Stadia currently can offer. Obviously, that's not always going to be the case. We do know that Stadia server blades will be getting hardware upgrades as time progresses, but at this point in time, that's where it stands. But if I'm being completely honest, while the visual increase is certainly noticeable and much appreciated, it's not the most next-gen feeling thing about these new consoles. In fact, I would actually argue that they're doing something now that Stadia seems to do really well, if not better than these systems do. And that's the idea of breaking the time it takes for you to jump into a game and start playing. Both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X have introduced new ways to get you into the game quicker. Let's start off with what all three platforms here, including Stadia, already have, and that's the SSD. They're all capable of loading games really fast, and it's a huge improvement over the previous generation consoles. But after that, that's where things kind of taper off a bit. You see, all three platforms kind of go their own direction of getting you into the game faster, and ultimately Stadia comes out on top. And it's simply due to the nature of cloud gaming. You just have to pop into a device that's supported and you click play. It's easily the most accessible way to play your games, and because of that fact alone, it's easily the quickest way to get into a game. But even with that being the case, I have to give credit where credit is due, and both Sony and Microsoft came up with pretty genius ways to reduce wait times between you and playing the game. And first up, let's talk Microsoft. They introduced something called Quick Resume. Basically, you can suspend the game, go play something else, and then pick up right where you left off. You don't have to wait for the startup screens to pass by, you don't have to see the intro, you don't have to even click load game. You just get to pick up and play from the last moment you drop the game, and you can do this with up to 6 titles at once. And it's already come in handy a few times. For example, I was mid-race in Forza when a friend invited me to go play some Call of Duty Warzone. Normally, I would have just told them to play around and then I'd hop on after, or I would have had to quit my race and just lose all the progress. But this time, I was able to just put the game into Quick Resume, play a few matches of COD, and pick up right where I left off in the race. Overall, a very neat experience, and something that is just useful, period. And speaking of useful, let's talk about the PS5's edition. You see, Sony introduced something new into the PlayStation 5's UI, and this time it's called activity cards. These cards can be used to display a variety of information. They display things such as trophy progression, your main mission, side objectives, or even game modes the game lets you hop into. It's up to the developer on how they choose to display this information, but I found it incredibly useful for the games I've played so far. For example, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War lets me hop right into the last match type I played without having to go through any of the menus. The game just boots me right into a lobby. That's fantastic. Now, I do need to point out that both of these features do need to be implemented by the developers, and that does put some hindrance on just how useful they can be when some games choose not to support them. But nonetheless, both are really fantastic, and honestly, I really do hope Google is taking notes and tries to implement their own version of each on Stadia. It's already being heavily rumored that Sony is implementing a Quick Resume-like feature onto the PS5 real soon. And I wouldn't be shocked to see Microsoft taking a look at Sony's activity cards either. Now to me, this is what is the defining feature of next gen so far. It's the ease of use and the ease of playing a game that you want to play without having to wait. It's the very reason why many people within the Stadia community consider it a next-gen platform already. While I don't fully agree with that statement, I can certainly understand the reasoning behind it. But for now, that's all I really have to talk about. That being said, I do want to ask you the question. Whether you game on Stadia, your PlayStation, Xbox, PC, or anything else, let me know what matters most to you. Is it the visual fidelity, the convenience of jumping right into the game, or is it something else that the platform offers? I'm curious to read your replies because I know that everyone has a pretty varying opinion on the subject. Everyone has a different definition of what next gen should be or what the next server blade upgrade should be on Stadia. So believe me when I say I really am looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Either way, if you enjoyed the video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out, and if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Today's end of video question is going to be asking for your feedback on what the new thumbnails look like. You may have noticed that both yesterday's and today's thumbnails are very different than what they usually are. I want to make the thumbnails very clear to what platform I'm specifically talking about in said video so you know at a glance what to expect. This is because I will be talking about the other platforms on the channel alongside Stadia. It's a change I've been talking about doing a lot for quite some time now, and I do want to start implementing those changes soon. I'll have more to say about that in the near future once plans start to settle in, but for now I really do want some feedback on the thumbnails. Is it easy enough for you to read and understand what the video is about? Is there any changes that you could suggest or a fix that you think would make it look better? Do let me know in the comment section below, or reach out to me on Discord. I'll put a link to it in the description below. As always, thank you for watching the video. This has been Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything cloud gaming related. The Gen S community is over 5,900 strong and growing by the day, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.